In the sweltering Alabama summer of 1850, the Ellison family's plantation stood as a beacon of wealth and power, but a chilling shadow loomed over their daughters. Each one vanished on her 16th birthday, swallowed by a darkness no one dare name. Whispers of a curse haunted the estate, tied to the enslaved souls toiling under the Ellison name. What sinister force claimed these girls, and why did the family's secrets fester in silence? Unravel the mystery of the Ellison curse, and discover a truth that will haunt you long after the story ends. In Baldwin County, Alabama, the Ellison plantation thrived under Henry Alderson Ellison, a man whose ambition carved a fortune from pine forests and naval stores. By 1850, his estate sprawled across hundreds of acres, worked by over 50 enslaved men, women, and children, their lives etched into his meticulous ledgers. Henry's wife, Eliza Tripp Ellison, presided over a household of 5 daughters: Sarah, Virginia, Mary, Harriet, and young Laura, each raised in privilege, their futures seemingly secure. The family's grand home gleamed with polished oak and chandeliers, a stark contrast to the crude cabins of the enslaved. Sarah, the eldest, was a spirited 16-year-old in 1850, her laughter echoing through the halls as she dreamed of balls and suitors. The community admired the Ellisons, but beneath the surface, unease simmered. Enslaved workers like Ned Coleman and Ben Harding whispered of strange happenings. Candles flickering without wind, shadows moving in the night. The Ellisons dismissed such talk as superstition. Yet Sarah's upcoming birthday cast a quiet dread. No one spoke of the pattern, but the older enslaved women exchanged knowing glances, their stories of curses rooted in the land's blood-soaked history. As Sarah's 16th birthday approached, the air grew heavy, as if the plantation itself held its breath, waiting for an unseen force to claim its due. As Sarah's 16th birthday dawned, the Ellison household buzzed with preparations. A lavish party was planned, with neighbors arriving to celebrate the eldest daughter's milestone. Yet, the enslaved workers moved with quiet tension, their eyes darting to the dense woods fringing the plantation. Ned Coleman, a tall man with scars crisscrossing his back, had warned his wife about the darkness that took girls when they turned 16. No one knew how it began, but the pattern was undeniable. Each Ellison daughter vanished, leaving only whispers of a curse born from the family's sins. That night, Sarah danced under lantern light, her white dress glowing against the Alabama dusk. Guests toasted her future, oblivious to the weight pressing on the enslaved families watching from the shadows. By midnight, Sarah slipped away to her room, claiming fatigue. The next morning, her bed was empty, her window ajar and her shoes missing. Panic seized the household. Henry scoured the grounds, his shouts echoing to the pines, but no trace of Sarah emerged. The enslaved workers stayed silent, their faces unreadable, though some whisper of figures seen near the old oak grove, where unmarked graves of enslaved children lay forgotten. Years passed, and the pattern repeated. Virginia turned 16 in 1858, her birthday marked by a smaller, somber gathering. Like Sarah, she vanished without a scream, her room untouched save for a faint smell of earth. Mary followed in 1860, then Harriet in 1863, each disappearance fueling rumors of a vengeful spirit tied to the plantation's brutal past. The enslaved spoke of a woman's shadow, her eyes hollow, seen near the girls' windows. Henry's wealth couldn't shield his family, and Eliza's prayers grew desperate. The community began to shun the Ellisons, whispering of divine retribution for their role in the slave trade. Records from the Ellison papers noted the family's growing isolation, their once proud estate now a place of dread. The final blow loomed as Laura, the youngest, neared her 16th birthday in 1866. The Civil War had ended. Slavery was abolished, and the Ellison plantation was a husk of its former glory. Yet the curse seemed unbound by time or freedom. Laura, pale and quiet, sensed her fate. The night before her birthday, she sat by her window, staring into the darkness, as if waiting for the shadow to come. On Laura's 16th birthday, the air was thick with dread. The Ellison home, now crumbling, stood silent. No party, no guests, only the family's fear. Laura, frail and haunted, refused to leave her room, clutching a rosary as Eliza prayed nearby. Henry, broken by years of loss, patrolled the ground with a rifle, his eyes wild. At midnight, a scream shattered the silence. Eliza rushed to Laura's room, finding the windows smashed, glass glittering like stars on the floor. Laura was gone, her rosary tangled in the bed sheets, the same earthen smell lingering. Outside, Henry stumbled into the oak grove, where the enslaved had once whispered of restless spirits. There, under moonlight, he saw it, a figure cloaked in shadow, its form flickering like smoke. It moved toward the unmarked graves, where the bones of enslaved children lay, their lives erased by the Ellisons' wealth. Henry froze, his rifle useless, as the figure turned, its face a hollow mask of anguish. Was it the spirit of an enslaved mother, her children stolen by the plantation's cruelty? The air grew cold, and Henry fell to his knees, whispering apologies to a past he couldn't undo. The figure vanished, leaving only silence and the weight of a truth too heavy to bear. The curse was no myth, but a reckoning for the blood on the Ellisons' hands. Laura's disappearance marked the end of the Ellison line in Baldwin County. Henry died in 1863, Eliza in 1880, both broken by grief. The plantation fell to ruin, its fields reclaimed by the pines. The enslaved, freed after the war, scattered, carrying stories of the curse to new generations. Some claimed the shadow was an enslaved woman, her spirit bound to the land, avenging her children suffering by claiming the Ellison daughters. Others saw it as a symbol of the plantation's moral rot, a legacy of racial violence that could never be cleansed. The Ellison papers, preserved in archives, reveal no answers, only lists of enslaved names and cold transactions. Yet, the stories of Ned Coleman, Ben Harding, and others endure, passed down through oral histories. Their descendants speak of a justice beyond the grave, where the oppressed found a voice in the shadows. The disappearances, though unsolved, galvanized local communities to question the Ellisons' unchecked power, exposing the human cost of their wealth. The curse became a cautionary tale, a reminder that no fortune could outrun the consequences of inhumanity. In the broader scope of 1850s Alabama, the Ellison story mirrors countless others where racial injustice festered, unacknowledged. The plantation system built empires on the backs of the enslaved, their pain buried in unmarked graves. What does it say about a society that ignores such wounds until they bleed into legend? The dark curse of the Ellison family isn't just a ghost story. It's a call to confront the past, to honor the silence, and to ensure their stories are never forgotten.